Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that this video is going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine as you can see. Kisumu is also fantastic. And maybe you could also let me know where you're watching the video from, the county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. And by the way, it is actually raining right now in Kisumu. I don't know whether it's also raining wherever you are. Ladies and gentlemen, is Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance dead? That is the question. Because I've been trying to study Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance, especially after Raila Odinga declared his interest of becoming the next chairperson of African Union Commission. And I'm concluding that Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance is dead or is on the verge of collapse. I'm saying this because if you look at it critically, number one, there is this war between Kalonzo Musyoka and Martha Karua. Kalonzo Musyoka and Martha Karua, in the absence of Raila Odinga, are the senior most leaders of Azimio. And if the two cannot solve their internal issues without going public, then it means there is a problem somewhere. It means something is wrong somewhere. Because in an ideal situation, if Raila is out and Kalonzo is there, Martha Karua is there, and they're having issues, they can be able to solve it. Number two, I'm also studying the developments within ODM party, the internal fights within ODM party over the next party leader. And because of the internal fights within ODM party leader, I'm coming to the conclusion that Azimio is dead, because ODM has actually drifted away from Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance. The truth of the matter is that ODM party is the bigger brother in Azimio. And therefore, the moment they'll take a backseat from Azimio activities, red flag. And number three, if you are keen, nobody is also talking about Azimio coalition. If you go to Kalonzo Musyoka, he's focusing now more on Wiper Democratic Movement. You go to ODM party, they are focusing on ODM party. Martha Karua is embarking on a journey of reviving na Kenya, and if not, Kamwene group. So which means nobody is talking about Azimio. And the net effect of that is that Azimio is dying its natural death. The truth is, there is this story that a strong ODM is good for Azimio. A strong Wiper is good for Azimio. And also a strong Kenya is good for Azimio. That was a strategy that was designed or developed by ODM party as part of their strategy to leave Azimio and focus more on ODM activities or ODM party before the handshake between William Ruto and Raila Odinga. I want us to look at why I strongly believe that Azimio is dead or is facing collapse. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. Why do I strongly believe that Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance is either dead or on its way to the mortuary? Why do I strongly believe so? First of all, let us put everything in perspective. There is no way Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka can defeat Ruto in 2027 if he were to contest under Wiper. There is no way ODM party will defeat William Ruto if they were to exit Azimio. There is no way. And I personally strongly believe that for Kalonzo or for ODM to defeat Ruto in 2027, Azimio must be very strong. So as part of strategy, they should be focusing more on strengthening ODM party. The truth of the matter is that based on the fact that Kalonzo supported Raila 3 times, it would be good for ODM to support Kalonzo Musyoka. And for me, if that were the case, and because Wiper is a smaller party compared to ODM party, Kalonzo should be focusing more on strengthening ODM party. I mean, not ODM really, but Azimio coalition, because there is no way ODM supporters will be comfortable voting for Kalonzo Musyoka under Wiper. That will not be there. So I strongly believe that Azimio is actually either dead or is going to die because of the following reasons. Number one is the suspicion about the perceived deal between William Ruto and Raila Odinga over the AU deal. In fact, if you talk to those within the political class, they are not sure. They are not sure about the deal. They believe that there is no way Ruto can offer to support Raila Odinga without a deal, and that there's no way Raila Odinga would just decide to contest and seek for William Ruto's support without a deal. So that suspicion is there, and because it exists, remember Raila Odinga will go for that election in 2020 next year, February, almost 1 year from now. If that suspicion is going to be carried on until that election, and then after the election, assuming Raila Odinga will win, that suspicion is going to continue. So because of that suspicion, you are seeing Kalonzo Musyoka currently busy trying to brand or rebrand Wiper and give Wiper visibility. And he's also trying to defy logic by having or trying to promote Wamalwa as his running mate. Which takes us to the second reason why I think Azimio is dead. The running mate equation. I've read one of the comments in one of my earlier video where someone was telling me or reminding me that, Lee, you should not assume that Kalonzo Musyoka is going to be Azimio presidential candidate. Of course, I want to assume that he's going to be the presidential candidate of Azimio because I don't see any other apart from Raila Odinga. But do you think Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka can actually run and win minus ODM? No. And because ODM is the bigger party, my understanding is that ODM should be able to provide running mate for Kalonzo Musyoka in 2027. So which means we have two competing interests as far as running mate is concerned. There is ODM interest, and I know they are going to put that demand either running mate or nothing else. On the other side, there is Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka's own interest, because Kalonzo will then be the candidate. He must have his own political interest. Are we okay up to that stage? So, based on what I'm observing, Kalonzo Musyoka's interest is to have Eugene Wamalwa as his running mate, because it's a foregone conclusion that the best running mate for Kalonzo Musyoka must actually come from the Luhya nation. And if you look at it, then it's going to narrow down between Eugene Wamalwa, who is not in ODM, Oparanya, deputy party leader, and just like I advised Kalonzo, Edwin Sifuna, Luhya nation. But that is not going to serve the interest of Kalonzo. And because of the 2027 running mate equation, I think Azimio is dead. Number 3 is 2032 political equation. You see, William Ruto is a sitting president right now. By 2027, he's still going to be a sitting president. And the history is there for us to see that it's very difficult to remove a sitting president. So there are those in ODM party like Joho, Babu Wino, who else? Oparanya, maybe Sifuna, who do want to run for the presidency. And they know that they can't run for the presidency in 2027. And they know it's going to be difficult to defeat Ruto in 2027. So what are these guys likely to do? They're likely to undermine Kalonzo Musyoka's bid. Because they know we are going to do everything, Ruto is not going to leave office. So the best thing, let Ruto finish his term. But for us, we are in Azimio, but we want to frustrate Kalonzo Musyoka so that he doesn't become the president. So that in 2032, the floor will be there for us all. Yeah? So, if you look at it critically, the 2032 political equation is also at play. Someone who is in ODM, Joho, Babu, they would want ODM to be strong. That can only happen if there is no Azimio. Number 4, there is always this element of political parties' funds. You see, most political parties survive on political parties' funds. The fallout between Raila, Weta, and Mudavadi was because of the political parties' funds. Now, right now, ODM is in opposition. You want to tell ODM party that they are not going to produce a presidential candidate, because if they produce a presidential candidate, their numbers will always go up. That they are not going to produce a presidential candidate, and you want to give Wiper, not really Wiper, Azimio prominence. So they are going to tell you that for us, we want to strengthen ODM party first. Kila kitu yetu will be ODM. Azimio will come later. So which means they can even decide for us, we are not ready for 2027. We want to run for 2032 or beyond. So let us strengthen ODM party. Then they focus on strategies of strengthening ODM party. And that will definitely cause a fallout and a collapse of Azimio. And lastly, there is this 2027 political equation. Who is going to carry Azimio flag? Martha Karua or Kalonzo Musyoka? If you give Kalonzo Musyoka the Azimio presidential flag, what do you think Martha Karua is going to do? And just like I explained, there is no way Kalonzo Musyoka can win the presidency minus ODM and again minus Kikuyu votes. Kalonzo Musyoka must actually work hard to win the Kikuyu votes. Yeah? So 2027 is going to be a key factor here. It's going to determine, because the moment Karua will bolt out, you won't claim Azimio. You won't. I don't know what to think. That's my take. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.